Hi good people, hi TIs, it's Sherry and I am here with some free and valuable research and reviews for you that are going to help you benefit yourselves as well as each other. Okay, so today's research and review is actually a listicle, kind of like popsicle, but it's a list because I heard that you guys like listicles. I do too. I like reading them and I like putting them together. So I have one for you guys and it's on 10 ways to repurpose these free plastic bags. Which plastic bags, you say? These plastic bags. You know the ones. They're abundant, they're handy, and there's so many ways to use them. And today I'll be showing you 10 of those ways. All right, so stick with me. Again, these are free, they're abundant. You can find them pretty much at all different retailers. Sometimes even have the stores that have them in a big bin in the front where you can just grab as many as you need. You know, and when you're doing this, you're helping out yourselves as well as each other and our environment. So, you know, it's a great thing to do. All right, I'm excited to share these tips with you because so you can see how, you know, these 10 ways and how to get a little bit of more mileage out of these bags, use them again, second time, maybe even a third time in some cases, you know. So that way, you know, you're being resourceful and you're being you know, you're spending your money correctly and you're saving money too in some cases. All right, so I also have a bonus tip for you guys, another way to repurpose a household item, a popular household item. So stay tuned to the end of this video so you don't miss that, and I will show you a little tip on that. Okay, it's a great tip shown to me by shown to me by someone who would know, that worked in the restaurant and bar industry. So stick around, I'll get to it. It's real quick too, real quick, real easy, and they're free as well. So all right, who doesn't like free? All right, if you guys, before we start, if you like this type of content, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so that you can get all my weekly research and reviews on free and valuable videos, product reviews, okay, that will benefit yourselves as well as each other. All right, little disclaimer here. I enjoy research and reviews, and I have spent a few hours poring over do-it-yourself videos and ways to repurpose things videos. You guys know the kind. Usually they have listicles, and I love those, as many of you do. You know, I've learned a few things, like how to unscrew a light bulb if it's broken in the lamp, you know, which rarely happens, but if it ever does, you take a potato, you cut it in half, and then you screw that onto the broken shards of glass, and you can unscrew the light bulb from wherever it's at, okay? Hypothetically speaking. But again, that's good information. So I also found out the many millions of ways how to use command hooks, you know, putting them up on, you know, hanging your wigs with them, using them as, you know, to gain space in your house. I learned a lot on this giant, in my quest for knowledge on this giant platform that we call YouTube, okay? It's actually a search engine. So anyways, what I've learned about these free plastic bags, I'm ready to share with you. Okay. Excuse me while I read my notes, you guys. I can't remember everything with this, but I am excited to show you these 10 ways. We'll get right to it. I just want to say this too. All the research and reviews I do on this channel are on good quality, budget-friendly products, so for your benefit. I also, I just want to get this out the way, I have been accused of being a little bougie. For those of you who don't know that term, it's kind of putting on airs, being more than you really are. Now, I kind of take offense to that a little bit because I grew up very, very poor, poverty, and you know, there was nothing ever to be bougie about. I've worked hard to get to where I'm at, but many times growing up, you know, we were hungry, as many of you were. You guys know how it is. Jesus said the poor will always be with us, and here we are, you know, so many times we were hungry, many times we sat in the free food line, you know, to eat. So bougie, no, not sure, you know, I try to attain a higher level, you know, of standard for myself in life. So but yeah, not bougie. Anywho, my mother comes from a big family, and also too with not a lot of money, coincidentally, and so I learned many budgeting and saving habits from her, and that's one of the ways that I'm able to maintain myself, is by having a decent budget and knowing how to maintain, you know, and repurpose things when possible, like these plastic bags. So shout out to my mother and shout out to her family as well, who taught me many things on how to save money and repurpose things, okay? Think twice before you throw something away, because it might not be a wasted, you know, it might have one more use in it before you toss it, okay? Just think about that. Okay, anyways, I talked too much. Let me show you the 10 ways that you can repurpose these bags. Okay, let's get right to it. Way number 1. Okay, in the kitchen, the sink gets gunk in it, right? The kitchen sink, it goes down to that little strainer. So whenever you're scraping off your plates, if you've eaten, whenever you're cooked, you know, all of it goes to the bottom of the sink, and it collects in that little strainer. Okay, now with that strainer, sometimes you dump it out in the garbage. But if you bring it over to the garbage, it's dripping, it's got water, and then you can't really control it. You got to hit it on the side of the garbage can, and then it gets all over, you know. So one of the ways that you can use a plastic bag, the first way, is to use one of these before you even start cooking, before you get started cleaning. The last task usually in the kitchen, after the dishes are done, the meals are cooked, the leftovers are put away, is you clean the sink. But before you clean the sink, you got to empty out that strainer, right? Of course. So use one of these bags. Even before you start cooking, pull out one of these and you'll be all ready for even also too, you can use them for your cooking scraps. Okay, that was way number 2 to use these plastic bags. You can use them for the garbage, and you can also use them. The other day I was cooking carrots, and the tops, you don't eat those with the little nub on them. So, all your cooking scraps you can also put in one of these plastic bags, and then tie it up and put it in your garbage receptacle. Okay, so it just it's a good way to use it. All right, way number 3 to reuse these plastic bags is for plain old recycling. Okay, like many of you, our recycling bin is outside, so we have to bring the recycling to the garbage bin or to the recycling bin. So I use one of these bags to do that. Okay, so anything, soda cans, veggie cans, plastic stuff, anything that's recyclable goes in one of these bags, and then I take it out to the recycling bin and dump it out, and then I save this bag again, because they don't take these bags in recycling too, which is a good point. At least in our neighborhood they don't. So I guess it's a different plant that handles the bags, and it's a whole different process. I watched on how they do it. They use a very high heat to break these down, which is another reason it's good to recycle them or give them a second use, because otherwise it's so much energy just to break it down. Like, make it worth it, Okay, so that was reason number 3. Also too, with recycling, you can use these bags for garbage and recycling in your car. So if you're in the car, you're having a soda, or you went to McDonald's or something, where are you going to put your garbage? Right here, and if you're like me, use 2 different colored ones, one for the garbage, the darker one for the recycling. And then when you're done, when you get home finally, you can empty out the garbage and the recycling. Very handy. Okay, way number 4, we're going to move it up to the bathroom. Okay, we were talking about the kitchen and the car. Now let's talk about the bathroom. Okay, one of the great ways to use these bags, and I'll show you, is for your garbage can liners. Okay, here's the garbage can. You could just, I guess, use the can by itself, but most people don't. You buy garbage bags, but you don't have to buy them, because you can just use these. Okay, and fold it over. It's got the little handles on it, and bada bing, bada boom. When you're done, toss it in your big garbage can, and wonderful. You gave it a second use, and you didn't have to pay for it, because they're free. Okay, all right, number 5. And I like the Target bag for this particular use. Okay, the Target bags are a little thicker and a little sturdier of all the bags of all the retail stores that I've noticed. So anyways, I put my plunger in here, okay, because some plungers, I know they come with a built-in little carrying thing, or sometimes like people will use newspaper. That's what I used to use, until I figured out that plastic bags work a lot better. And I have the big plunger. I have the old one with the big long wooden handle, as many of you do. It's pretty big, and so when it just sits on the floor, this is actually kind of nice. It's a little bit decorative. If you really wanted to get fancy, you could probably get a colored one to match your bathroom decor, if you want to go through all that. But I like these, work just fine. They're free when you shop at their store, and they're sturdy. You put your plunger in here, and it stays right in there, nice and clean. And then when you use it, when you have to plunge the toilet, you just replace it with a different bag. Wonderful. Okay, that was use number 4 for the bathroom. Oh, excuse me, that was 5. Okay, moving on. Number 6. Okay, number 6, the way that you're going to use this is when you're cleaning your shower head in the bathroom. you can get a spray bottle, vinegar, Mr. Clean, Fabuloso, whatever. You spray your shower head. Then you put a little of the product, okay, in a bag like this. Of course, it's in the shower, so if any of it drips out a little bit, it's in the shower, right? And then you put the head in here and you wrap the bag up, you tie it up, and then you sit and let it soak for about, you know, a couple hours or whatnot, and then you take it off, and then your shower head is a lot cleaner and kind of, I don't know what the proper word for it is right now, I can't think of it, but it's like degunked. It's debris or whatever. The you know, the stuff is taken off of the top layer. I forget what that's called. Mineralizing deposits. It kind of helps to break that down. The vinegar does, or the cleaning product. Okay, so that was use number 6. Number 7, we're gonna move on to pet care. So you got your cats and you got your dogs. These bags will help with both of them, okay? So you go to walk your dog poops, that's usually why you walk it, also to exercise your dog, right? To be nice, otherwise they're stuck in the house, that's not fair. Take them out for their walks. Don't just let them outside, actually take them for a walk if you can. You know, if they're socialized well enough, they should be able to go for a walk. And yeah, and when you go, take 2 of these bags with you. I say 2 because when you clean up their poop, you know, this one you can use to grab it, right? And then this one you can use to hold it, the poop as it were, okay? And then you take it and it's nice and clean, and you get home and you can put it in your outside receptacle, and it's perfect, okay? Use 2 of them, and they're free. I know they have the little doggy poop bags, which are wonderful, but these are free bags, free. So something to think about. Also too, I will give you a little demonstration for this one. For those of us who have cats, okay? You can use these bags to for your cat litter, the cat poop, right? So pretend this is the cat litter box. It's not, it's a measuring cup, but pretend it's a cat litter box. And pretend these little pieces of frosted mini wheats are cat poop, okay? And pretend this is the cat scooper, okay? You guys know, for those of you who have cats, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't, you know, it's you get the idea, right? So you have your bag. Again, I would use 2. Because cat litter can drip, and that's a horrible experience. It will drizzle all over. So try to use 2, you know, double bag it. Same thing like the dog poop. You take your little, say this is a cat litter box, there's a poop in there. You take your scooper, you know, you got on your gloves or whatever. You take your scooper, you got your cat poop, you got your bag here. Oops. You got your bag. You put the little proverbial cat poop in the bag. Ta-da! You set the scooper down. And, you know, you get a couple more pieces, right? Whoever has just 1 piece of cat poop, nobody, right? They're just like us. If you were to scoop poop, it would be a couple little chunks. You know, a couple pieces, as it were. This is life. Okay, so anyways, pretending this is your bag of cat poop. Take it here. All right, now, and you got your gloves on. Imagine, I don't, but imagine, you know, I usually do wear my gloves when I'm cleaning out cat litter. And then, you know, boom, done. And then, like I said, you can double bag it, of course. Double bag it. And there you go. Then put it in your regular garbage. It keeps the odor down. And nobody usually, when they have these little bags, they empty them in the garbage can right away, the outside one. You want to let your, you know, you want to save on your bags. So you know, this is a way to keep the odor down and keep it controlled. Also, if you want to go an extra step, you can buy those little bags from like the dollar store or Walmart. They're scented. They have like vanilla and lavender. And you can, you know, with your cat litter, you can also wrap them up in here, you know, for that extra, you know, odor protection or that cleanliness, you know. So that's an option. So, but definitely these plastic bags for the will do for the main parts. Okay, so that was 6 and 7. Oh, excuse me, that was 7 and 8. One other thing too, with the cat litter scooper, you can use the plastic bags for that. So picture this is a cat scooper. You put it in the bag. The handle hangs out, you know, and you store it wherever you store it. But the bag keeps it clean. Okay. So many ways, so many ways. Don't waste your money when you can use something free and repurpose it. Okay, so moving along here. We talked about, what are we up to? What are we up to, guys? We talked about the sink. We talked about cooking. We talked about recycling for the car and for for the, for the kitchen. We talked about the bathroom, using it to line the garbage can. We talked about using it to hold the plunger. We talked about using it to clean the shower head. We talked about cat litter, cat scooper, and the dog poop. All right. Well, last little list here, or last thing on the list, is you can use these bags as stuffing. Stuff what? I don't know. Nowadays people ship things, or sometimes you might be shipping plates, or you're moving plates, You can use these as like a little as buffers so that things won't break. You can also use these just to stuff things in general. I remember I had a family member one time, and she had valances. Okay, and she wanted them to look kind of like they were ballooned, like they were puffy instead of just flat. So she stuffed bags in there, scrunched them up and used a whole bunch, and then the valances looked beautiful. They were just like a nice bubbly, what am I trying to say? Kind of a, not flowy, but more accentuated effect. They weren't just laying flat against the window, they were out. So that being said, that was the 10th way that you can use these free plastic bags. Okay, I wanted to share that with you guys. So that's not it though. That was it for the one thing. That's almost done, but another thing I want to mention, where do you store these bags? Well, I know I've seen online you can store them in tissue boxes and it becomes a bag holder. Or, if all else fails, you can take your bag and put your other bags in your bag, and your bag can hold your bags. Right? So that's a way, but like I said, you can also get fancy with it, or cute, buy a little tissue box holder. Sometimes they come really decorative, and then you can put your bags inside the tissue box and then pluck them out as you need them. And it kind of keeps it, I would say, instead of the bag is more like kind of loose. If you have the tissue box, they're a little bit more organized looking. You can buy the square ones, or you can buy the rectangle ones. Okay, also too, before I forget, you guys can get an actual bag holder, something like this. They sell them on Amazon for about $10. I have a family member, he's got the palm tree ones, yellow, to match his kitchen. But yeah, so it's like this, and it's got a little thing on it. I've got a safety pin because I tie this around my fridge door handle, and there's all the plastic bags when you need them. Okay, and they're free. Okay, so bougie what? Plastic bags, right? Save your money when you can. And so that's, yeah. Also too, the bonus tip before I forget, okay, because you guys waited, if you guys are still here with me, real quick and simple, you can use old plastic containers like this, the butter containers like this. This was Mexican street corn dip, whatever. I don't usually buy that, but it was really awesome. But all these plastic containers that we usually recycle, okay, this is a yogurt. This is a really great brand, by the way, Noosa. I think they're very sugary though, but I digress. So these you can use for, the main thing I would say is for throwing out your old grease. Okay, so you cook something, you fry something, you saute something, even olive oil, you got a little left in the pan, and you don't want to dump it down the pipes, down the plumbing, right? Down the drain. Not in the sink, not in the toilet, not outside on the grass. No, here's a better way, okay? Put the leftover, whatever it is, oil, butter, grease, olive oil, vegetable oil, and put it in here. Then put this in the freezer, leave it for a couple hours or overnight, whatever. Take it out in the morning, then you can put it in the garbage can. Yeah. And it just keeps it, it's such a cleaner process. You ever cook and you're like, what am I going to do with all this grease? Back in the day, we used to save them. I digress. But these are what you can use, okay? And I learned that tip from someone who actually used to be in the restaurant business, and they owned a bar. So they knew a little something about, food preparation and, getting rid of waste. So, and again, if you don't have the tops for them, that's okay too. Sometimes you lose the tops, they're wherever. But you can still, put your oil in here and stick this sucker in the freezer, put it on a shelf maybe so it doesn't, so it doesn't fall. And take it out in the morning, it's frozen solid, boop, put it in the garbage can. All done. You save your pipes like that, and you save the plumbing and everything. All right. Yeah, so do you guys have any tips of how to repurpose things? Let us know in the comments. We want to know. We would like to know. Okay, that way we can help to benefit ourselves as well as each other. Also too, if you like this type of content, I have other videos on review products that I've done. I did one on repurposing plastic containers with nozzles. and the ways that you can use those for cleaning products and for cooking products. So go take a look at that video. It's very short and it's very helpful. You know, that way you can, it actually helps me cook better using that little nozzle dispenser container versus the regular bottle. Okay, so repurposing things has a great, has a great purpose. All right, let's see, what else was I going to tell you guys? Yeah, like and subscribe if you like this type of content. Don't forget to watch that video. Everything here is to benefit ourselves as well as each other. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.